All right, good evening. I have 6:30. I'm here to call this meeting of the Columbus Common Council to order for October 15th, 2019. Pat, when you're ready, could you please take a roll call for us?
Gray.
Present.
Johnson.
Here.
Reed.
Here.
Ryan.
Here.
Tylen.
Here.
Tome.
Here.
Traxler.
Here.
All present.
Thank you. If able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. This meeting has been noticed in accordance with state statutes and local ordinances. Next item then is to approve the agenda for the evening. Unless there's any alterations or deletions, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion on the motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is approved. Number 5, correspondence and communication. We have one person signed up that wished to speak at this meeting. That's J.D. Milburn. If you'd want to come forward to the podium, just state your name and address, J.D.
I'm J.D. Milburn, 128 and a half West James Street. I want to just spend a couple minutes and talk about and thank Patrick Vanderson for everything he did. And I could go through a bunch of projects, but I remember just this year, he championed in the beginning the farmer's market. You know, there was all this stuff in the beginning, and so did everybody else, but he's done a great job. I wish him the best in his job, his new job, and we hope to see you around. And now we're going to recruit you to help us with some of our events. So I'm going to thank you very much for what you've done. So thank you.
Thank you, J.D. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. We have 3 items on the consent agenda. We have the council and committee of the whole meeting minutes for October 1st and also the special meeting of the committee of the whole for October 8th. Any discussion on the consent agenda items? If there's no discussion, I'll entertain any action from the council on the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion on the motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda is approved. We'll move on to new business item number 1. Consider and take action on selection of Hibbert Street for street reconstruction in 2020. There is no information in our packet. This is essentially just an action of the council to memorialize that street reconstruction. Obviously, we've already approved a task order with Rupert Milkie, and there is a public information meeting for the project tomorrow evening. Is there any questions on this item? Jason Letha is here. If there's no questions or discussion, I'll entertain a motion to take action on new business number 1.
Okay, motion to approve the selection of Hibbert Street for the street reconstruction in 2020.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to select Hibbert Street for the street reconstruction in 2020. Any discussion on the motion? If there's no discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. On to new business number 2. Consider and take action on the sinkhole situation at Fireman's Park. We had a presentation from Zach Nevin at the DPW about the culvert failure that's been down there by the deer park. What we didn't have in the packet, Zach, was the quote from the county. I don't remember what the dollar amount on that was, but I believe the consensus was that we wanted to replace that entire section of culvert under the deer park. Is that an appropriate motion at this time? Okay. Do you remember the dollar amount? Thank you, Zach.
The dollar amount here is $23,292.54.
All right, and that's with the county, correct?
That is with the county, correct.
Okay,
And
all
we're going to look at not moving the pen. We will not disrupt the pen, and we will just keep the creek outside of the pen.
Okay, and we're hoping to have that project completed this fall yet, if possible?
Correct. The county plans to be in at the end of the month.
Okay, all right. Are there any other questions while Zach is up here? If there are no other questions for Zach, I'll entertain any action then on new item number 2.
Make a motion to take action on the sinkhole fix the sinkhole at Fireman's Park in the amount with the county, Columbia County, for $23,292.54.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to remedy the sinkhole situation at Fireman's Park, which will be a culvert replacement with the county for $23,292.54. Any discussion on that? If there's no discussion on that, could we please take a roll call, Pat?
Gray,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Tylen.
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Unanimous.
All right, thank you. New business number 3, consider and take action on the field use agreement with Columbus Area Youth Soccer Organization. This is a field use agreement for fall soccer. I believe the city has received the Wisconsin DFI, or the proof of the organization that it's a 501c3 or nonprofit organization. We also have a copy of the certificate of liability insurance in here. Is there any questions on the field use agreement? This did go through the committee of the whole for discussion. If there's no questions, I'll entertain any action on number 3.
Move to approve the field use agreement with Columbus Area Youth Soccer Organization.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the field use agreement with CASO for area soccer. A field use agreement anyway. Is there any discussion on that? If there's no discussion, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 4, consider and take action on 2020 Dodge County stray animal contract. This did go through the committee of the whole for discussion. I believe the recommendation that we would continue with the same program we've had, which would be the collection of up to 5 domestic dogs for the sum of $1,100, dogs only, and that the Humane Society must have approval before accepting any animal. Any questions or concerns on that one? If there's no questions, I'll entertain action on the stray animal contract.
Motion to approve the Dodge County Stray Animal Contract, including up to 5 dogs with pre-approval needed.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the stray animal contract. Any discussion on that motion? If none, could you please take a roll call, Pat?
Johnson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Tylen.
Aye.
Traxler. Gray,
Aye.
unanimous.
Thank you. New business item number 5. Consider and take action on the 2020 Dodge County Joint Powers Agreement. This is a general housekeeping item we take action on every year. In short, the agreement lays out the 911 response roles for the Sheriff's Office and the Columbus Police Department, given the proximity of the 2 law enforcement jurisdictions. We did review this at the Committee of the Whole. Are there any questions this evening on that? If there are no questions, I'll entertain any action on new business number 5.
Move to approve the joint powers agreement with Dodge County.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the joint powers agreement with Dodge County for 2020. Any discussion on that? If there's no discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 6, consider and take action on the Columbus Police Department request to proceed with policy manual revision. This was brought to our attention by Chief Dennis Weiner at the Committee of the Whole. He's requesting a policy manual revision. I believe the only concern at that time was really the funding for that. Kim has found the funding in unused patrol wages and benefits to cover that cost in full this year yet. There would be a $1,000 reimbursement from the League of Municipalities insurance once payment is shown to them. So Dennis is here if there are any questions. Are there any questions? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain any action on item number 6.
I move to proceed with the policy manual revisions.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the request to proceed with policy manual revisions. Any discussion on that? If there's no discussion on that, could we please take a roll call? Pat?
Reed,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Tylen,
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Gray,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
unanimous.
Thank you. New business item number 7, also at the police department, request to purchase 2 cell phone cradle units for the squads. Dennis came in and explained the need for this equipment in the squads for better communication with the county system that's new this year. Dennis is here if there's any questions, but this seemed to be supported at the committee of the whole level as well, besides the funding source. And again, Kim has found residual funds within the benefits and wages for the patrol officer vacancy. Any questions on this one? If there's no questions, I'll entertain any action on new business number 7.
I move to purchase 2 cell phone cradle units for the squads for the police department.
Second.
All right, we have a motion, a second, to approve the purchase of 2 cell phone cradles units for the police squads. Any discussion on that? If there's no discussion, could we please take a roll call, Pat?
Ryan,
Aye.
Tylen.
Aye.
Traxler.
Aye.
Gray,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Reed. Unanimous.
Thank you. Number 8, consider and take action on updates to the city's special assessment guidelines. We have spoken about this at several committee of the whole meetings to try to update the guidelines before the implementation of the upcoming street reconstruction next year, just to kind of freshen up some language in there. So this would be the guideline, once approved, that Jason can use to put together his preliminary report for the project next year and also for the final report as well, but we will have a public hearing between those two. Jason's here if there's any questions on that, and also Attorney Johnson, I believe, helped with some of the language updates in there. Are there any questions? All right,
I'll make a motion to, I'll make a motion to accept the city special assessment guidelines.
Second.
all right, we have a motion and a second to approve the city's special assessment guidelines. Is there any further discussion on that motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Number 9, consider and take action on roof repairs at the wastewater treatment plant. This was also discussed at the committee of the whole. I believe we had several options presented to us as far as the funding that was available. If I remember correctly, I think option number 1 was building number 3, number 2, and number 4, which would come to a total of $80,600 to complete those 3 projects as soon as possible. Is that correct? Okay. And that the funding has been identified with some savings in another project there for the filter cell painting, the bid approval, and the budgeted amount. So I think we've got the funding for that. Are there any questions on that one? If there's no questions, I'll entertain any action then on new business number 9.
Move to approve roof repairs for the treatment plant, looking at option 1, including buildings 3, number 2, and number 4.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the roof repairs at the wastewater treatment plant as stated. Is there any discussion on the motion? If none, could we please take a roll call, Pat?
Tylen,
Aye.
Traxler,
Aye.
Gray,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. On to number 10 then, consider and take action on the 2018 city financial audit. We did have a presentation at an ad hoc meeting from Amanda Blomberg from Baker Tilly to kind of go through the report with the council and ask questions. It's been brought through the ad hoc, or through the committee of the whole, and procedurally, we just need to adopt those audits here at the regular council meeting. If anyone has any interest in reading those, they're available to the public here at City Hall for anyone who wishes to see those. Is there any discussion on number 10? If there's no discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2018 city audits then.
I'll move to adopt the 2018 city audit.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the 2018 city financial audit. Any discussion on the motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 11 is the same. It's the sewer audit. Again, we reviewed that at the ad hoc and the committee of the whole. And again, this is a public document. If anyone wants further information, they can contact the city, and that will be made available to them. Unless there's any questions or discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2018 sewer audit.
I move to approve the 2018 sewer audit.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept the 2018 sewer audit. Any discussion on that motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 12, consider and take action on changes of easement location at Lot 6 of the Columbus Commerce Center. This was brought to our attention at the last committee of the whole meeting by staff, who's been looking at, I guess, access to some utility, or I believe it's a lift station out there. And at this time, we have a property owner who's willing to work with the city to change that easement. Paul, did you have anything that you wanted to say?
Just to reference the two changes that Alder Johnson mentioned at the committee of the whole meeting, the change in paragraph 7 to change 7 to 8, and the change in paragraph 9 to change Olena to ABS have been made on the original that Pat has in her possession.
Okay. Any questions on this one? Nope. If there are no questions, I'll entertain any action on item number 12 then.
Then I'll move to approve the easement at Lot 6 in the Columbus Commerce Center as modified.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the change of easement location at Lot 6 of the Columbus Commerce Center. Any discussion on that motion? If there's no discussion on that, could we, do we need a roll call or voice vote? Okay.
Voice is fine.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 13, consider and take action on applications for operators licenses for the term of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2021. I believe we had 4 names included in our packet. I will try to read them. Terry Joe Tenevigue, Tenevugue, Amber Marie Malo, Sandra Porras, Porras, Alatorre, Alatorre, and Fabian Arzate Ramirez. Any additional, Pat, or just those 4? Okay. Unless there's any questions on the operators' licenses, looking for a motion to approve them as read.
Motion to approve the operators licenses for July 1st, 2019 through 6/30 of 2021 as read.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the operators' licenses for the term and the names read. Any discussion on the motion? If there's no discussion, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Operators' licenses have been approved. Number 14, consider and take action on claims in the amount of $243,163.37. Are there any questions on the claims packet? If there are no questions on the claims packet, I'll entertain a motion to approve them.
I move to approve the claims in the amount of $243,163.37.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the claims as submitted. Is there any discussion on the motion? If there's no discussion on the motion, could we have a roll call, Pat?
Traxler.
Aye.
Gray.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Ryan.
Aye.
Tylen.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. We'll move on to report of city officers, given that this evening is our last council meeting with Administrator Vanderson, and I'll go first through a couple of housekeeping items and turn it over to you to close. So, a reminder that the last TV and appliance drop-off for the season will be Saturday, October 19th at the Landscape Recycling Center from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. There's a $30 per item prepaid sticker required prior to drop-off, and those stickers can be purchased at City Hall or Public Works. The yearly trick or treat takes place Saturday, October 26th, starting at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. This year, Freak Week activities are set for the end of October, beginning with the bonfire on Friday the 25th. For a variety of Halloween activities, you can go to the city website to see the Recreation Department Facebook for details. There's many activities for families. Also, another reminder that the Hibbard Street Public Information Meeting is tomorrow evening at 6:30 at the Senior Center right next door. City Engineer Jason Letha will be there to present information on the plans and discuss issues. This will be the first of several planned public information meetings to address the planned 2020 reconstruction of that street. I would urge any of us up here, elected officials, to try to attend if possible, to start gaining feedback and input from residents that are at those meetings. And then finally, the City Council COW meetings for the 2020 budget have been set for October 21st and 22nd, 28th and 29th, and November 11th at this point. We've planned for those meetings to take place in the chambers here and will be televised. That's all I had. Patrick?
Thanks, Mayor, for taking care of some of those report items. I just have some comments, if you can indulge me. Thank you. So with a snap of the finger, 6.5 years has passed. So fast, it's hard to put together all that I should say at this moment. Many of you who have known me for a long time, that with my interest in government and public service, that I wanted to someday serve as Columbus City Administrator. Since my first day back in May of 2013, I always felt a deep sense of gratitude for those who put their trust in me in this role, and even with the ebbs and flows of the workload and challenging issues, I always tried my best to make Columbus the best place we all know it to be. I thank all of you current elected officials and all of the elected officials I worked with during my time. It is true that the job of administrator required many long days and nights, but while sometimes I wanted to complain, I never forgot the fact that for all the hours I spent in council meetings, committee meetings, or other events, you were all there for those hours as well, on top of your jobs and other personal commitments. I feel the same way about all of the other citizen volunteers to city committees, boards, and commissions. You are all the fuel that keep the wheels of this community turning, and I appreciate anyone willing to roll up their sleeves and be a part of this necessary work. In the past week, in conversations with people about my transition, I was sure to tell them that the thing I will miss most are the employees that I've worked alongside over my time here. Working hard, working together, and adapting to whatever issues come up is a common theme in the people that work for the city. I wish them all my best, as Columbus is lucky to have the team that it has, and I will miss each and every one of them. I would also like to say thank you to the people of Columbus for being the great citizens, neighbors, and friends that I have known throughout my lifetime. There were ups and downs in the last 6.5 years, but I always strove to try and be helpful to anyone who sought my assistance with a city matter or concern. Finally, and most importantly, I'd like to thank my family, my wife and my kids who supported me during my tenure. There have been many nights without me at home, and sometimes even while I was at home, I wasn't there because I was addressing an important matter that bled into the evening or weekend. I was very fortunate for the understanding that you all provided me when I wanted to attend a school or family event, and I didn't have to miss too much of that. But even with that, I appreciate that my family was able to sacrifice the home time that I had to have when the work required. With that, I guess I'll sign off and thank you all and appreciate this experience.
Motion to adjourn.
And we'll return with the committee of the whole meeting. Thank you.